Super. Well, hi, everybody. I'm Cheryl, and I am glad to have you all here with us tonight for Thrive Thursday. Together we thrive. These chats started during the in the early days of the shelter in place that we were all under, just to prove that we could get through things better if we're together. And then we decided that it was a lot of fun and we liked doing this for people because a lot of people look at just the recordings, and that's a good thing. So we keep doing them on Thursday nights, and where we do little chats about stuff that matters to us all. And I'm just going to introduce two members of my team, Karen and Diana, and welcome you others with us too. Appreciate it. And just want to, I'm going to rename me here so I can look like I have a name. I can't believe how long it took me before I figured that part out. There we go. There we go. So tonight, I'm going to talk about skin damage, and this is the right one. Okay, can you see this here? Yes? Yeah, you do. Okay, good. Again, the way we do this is I do a little bit of presentation. I think I'm going to unmute everybody for just a minute because I really want to ask these questions and get some answers. So Karen, do you want to unmute everybody? Thank you so much for muting. The way we normally do it, as you who have been here before know, that we do the little presentation and then at the end we open up for discussion. But this part of the presentation, I would just like to have anybody just answer any questions. Were you ever a sun worshiper? Did you ever go out specifically to get tan, right? Mm-hmm. Do. I mean, crazy things. And what were some of your favorite tanning settings? Any crazy things?
Oh my. When I was a teenager, I still have pictures of it when we went through pictures. My girlfriends had come over and we had these French doors on my parents' upstairs in my brother's bedroom, and it went out to the top floor roof. And the girls and I would take our blankets out and we'd lay out there and put baby oil all over us. And we would do it like all the time. All the time. So.
Yep. Karen, did you have any fun?
Oh, no, any fun ways to tan? Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I was bodybuilding, John used to put a ladder outside the gym. It was in a strip mall, and I'd climb onto the roof. It was a flat roof with all this black tar paper, up there, and he had some reflective surface stuff there, and I would lay out there with oil on buck naked because my suit was so much smaller, and of course you needed to make, anyway, that was it. Yeah. And I know. And the best part was the day that what was the name, what was that fort that was on the north end of Virginia Beach? Anyway, they were doing drills stuff.
You're going to tell one of your most embarrassing moments now too?
Yes, why not? I'm on a roll. And so the helicopter's coming over, and I hear the helicopter, but they've got a line out, and there were like 6 men holding on to it like this, and I heard all this, woo! Hello.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
I was tan. Craziness.
Well, rooftop thing. My parents, their garage, I could go out my parents, I guess it was my bedroom window then, my bedroom window to the garage roof that was all dark shingles, and it just had this little tilt to it. It faced the western sun, and always from 2 to 4, because I knew that's the hottest. Same thing, Johnson & Johnson baby oil all over me. Yep. Total insanity. And then all that, we lived, like Karen, near the shore, Jersey, Maryland, Delaware,
Mhm.
then Virginia, it was easy to be at the beach and get that reflection from the water too and get really, really dark. And I think it was really dark. And my other
Right.
peers, did you ever think, did the thought of skin damage ever occur to you? Because it never occurred to me at all.
No,
Yeah.
Right.
no.
So anyway, so for Joe and Richard and Gretchen, you can just laugh at us and say, sorry, girls.
You know, growing up in a Hispanic family,
Mhm.
uh, it was always weird. They always encouraged us not to tan because they didn't want us to get too dark.
Oh.
Right. You had the opposite thing going
And
on.
it was always, every time we would go out in the summer and we come in, the first thing my mom would say, you've been out too long, your skin's getting dark. You don't want that.
Oh my
So
God.
that was always put in my head since I was a kid, that was a bad thing.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gretchen.
Mackenzie's friends from that are the same way. They don't want to be out in the sun. They don't want to get darker.
And not for healthy reasons,
Right. Right.
No.
Right.
unfortunately, the reasons. So,
Gretchen's hand is up, Cheryl.
oh, and hi, Gretchen. Okay.
Hi. I was going to say, when I was in college, the last 5 weeks of school, we had what was called short term. So you usually took one class, kind of your hardest class, 2 hours every day. So you were like, most of the classes were like 8 to 10, 10 to 12. So as soon as we get out of class, run, put our suits on, lay in the sun with baby oil. And then we would take, like, the things you put in your car to reflect, because
Oh,
it
yes.
didn't feel hot enough to get sun. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
We did all the time. We did all the time. And my mom had really dark hair like me and dark skin. So she never burnt, but my dad had red hair and I was like my dad, and I would get sun poisoning.
Oh.
I've had some, yes. And my dad had melanoma twice, knock on wood. But
Wow.
I went to the pool today, but I don't go that often. But I try not, I mean, I get sun like when I'm in my car or something, but I'm not one to sit out and bake in the sun 8 hours a day.
Yeah. I had poisoning a few times actually, like seriously, very, very sick
Yeah, serious stuff.
too. Okay, well, now we can mute everybody and I'm going to go on and we're just going to talk about the next, well, it's a little bit about, um, the damage that we did in those days, everybody, So anyway, there are too much sun looks like turns out to be okay. I want to tell you a little story of mine first. In 10 years ago, maybe, Shackley introduced a product line called Infusel, which was French for infuse, and it means that it infuses the skin cells with nutrients. They took all of their research on nutrients to our internal cells and everything, and they applied it to skincare. And because skin being our largest organ, still is the last organ to get our nutrients that we ingest. This is awesome. Well, one of the developers of it, Dr. Green, was at this event that I went to in St. Louis, actually. And he was doing this thing. He had some kind of something meter, something ometer, right, that put it on the skin and would look down through all the layers of skin on your face and kind of give his opinion. And he did mine, and he stepped back and he said, I guess you spent a lot of time in the sun a long time ago. I said, yep. He said, you better always use this product. And that's all he said. So you can't see it here in this thing, but I have a little tiny thing here that started coming up about 5 years ago. And it stayed really small, but it's getting bigger So, oh, I wanted to bring that thing. So I'll tell you later what I do to put on there to try to shrink it back. It's flat, but I know that it's coming up from the inside. So yeah. And I didn't have the sun poisoning on my face ever. I had it on my back and my arms and my legs. So, but I guess this face is tender enough. Well, anyway, too much sun on your skin looks like precancerous, which is called actinic something keratosis, and cancerous, which is basal cell carcinoma or squamous cell carcinoma or melanoma. They're skin lesions, and they are caused by the loss of the skin's immune function. Isn't that an interesting thing? And we just keep hearing about immune. Our immune system inside and out is critical to be taken care of and building up, right? It can look, too much sun can look like benign tumors, fine and coarse wrinkles. Now, actually, my grandmother grew up in Philadelphia. She was not a farmer, but she really had the skin of a farmer because Nanny, you remember Nanny, Karen, she used to sunbathe all the time, and her face was a mass of wrinkles, little fine wrinkles from forever that I can remember. Freckles. They are discolored areas of the skin. They're called mottled pigmentation. And also you can have a yellow discoloration of the skin, can come from too much sun. And then there's something called I can't read the rest of the word. It's a dilation of the small blood vessels under the skin. And we see a lot of people with that, especially men, but so there's different reasons for that, I think, but one of them can be from too much sun. And then what causes that, the wrinkles and everything is that the elastic tissue, which is the elastin. Okay, it starts with C. What is that word, Karen?
Collagen.
Collagen, right.
Yeah.
And that is what has been destroyed by too much sun. So, skin cancer is the most common form of cancer in the United States. And basically, it's the uncontrolled growth of abnormal skin cells because we've broken down the immune system, right? There are three main types, which I've already mentioned. Basal cell and squamous cell are the less serious types, and they make up 95% of all. And then they're also called non-melanoma skin cancers. But melanoma is most serious, and it does cause 75% of all skin cancer deaths. What causes it? What's breaking down the immune system? It's the UV radiation from the sun is the #1 cause. UV light from tanning beds is just as harmful. I cannot even believe that people think tanning beds are safe. I don't get it. I think they think because they're in there such a short time, shorter than if they had to lay in the sun to get the same tan, but it just means it's more powerful, right? Anyway, if anybody's watching this recording and you do tanning beds, please reconsider. It's just not really a good thing. Cumulative sun exposure causes most of the basal cell and squamous cell skin cancer, especially if there have been severe blistering, like Gretchen and I were just saying, before age 18, then melanoma can develop later in life. Now, I'm pretty old, and hopefully I have, what's it called? Missed that bullet, not missed the bullet. The bullet missed me. That's right. I can't
Dodge the bullet.
dodged. Thank you, thank you. The bullet missed me. I dodged it. Yeah, I'm hoping so. Less common causes are repeated X-ray exposure, scars from burns or disease, and occupational exposure to certain chemicals. It can also, sun exposure can lead to cataracts, cancer of the eyelids, and they're now saying that possibly it leads to macular degeneration. So that means, yeah, I'm thinking of your mom, Karen. And that means that we really need to be wearing good UVB rated sunglasses all the time, whether we want to or not. We think, it doesn't bother me. You don't know that. It might be bothering you. So some of the signs are basal cell carcinoma can appear as a small, smooth, pearly, or waxy bump on the face, neck. It's flat or brown, whatever. Squamous cell can appear as a firm red nodule. Melanoma usually appears as a pigmented patch or bump. So these are some notes that I'm reading, you can tell. But I want to tell you, I wasn't going to say all this, except that when looking for melanoma, it says, think of the ABCDE rule, and it tells you the signs to watch for. A is asymmetry, B, border. And there's all these, things around that, how to look, color, diameter, and I can't find E. But I want to tell you the reason I'm saying is because ABCDE is actually the name that someone in the United States recently gave their child on their birth certificate, and they pronounce it Absidy. So I just, during this thing, when I saw ABCD, I thought, oh, that's that person's name, Absidy. Okay, next best steps. What can we do? We still can prevent it if we haven't had it, and we still can prevent from getting more if we have had it, right? Seek the shade, especially between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Please. The UV rays from sunlight are the greatest during late spring and early summer in North America, as we sun worshipers all know. Don't allow yourself to get sunburn. Avoid all tanning. Cover up with clothing, especially, they have that UV blocking clothing now is so inexpensive. And if you tend to get tan or burn or whatever, or you're outside all the time, more than just an hour here, 2 or 3 hours there. But if you're outside like 4 to 6 hours every single day, you might think about your clothing having, some of the clothes having that UV block in them. And of course, UV blocking sunglasses. Use a broad spectrum UVA and UVB sunscreen with a minimum of 15 SPF. And then 30 or higher is 30 is about the best, okay, for everybody. And then it says, apply an ounce or 2 tablespoons of sunscreen to your entire body 30 minutes before going outside. Repeat every 2 hours after swimming or excessive sweating. Keep newborns out of the sun. Examine your skin from head to toe every month and see a dermatologist once a year. Avoid indoor tanning. So one thing that they tell us to do is to, so I want to share my next slide. Somehow I think there's a way to do this. This is kind of weird. Must be over here. Oh, there it is. Oh, okay. There it is. So now I lost my little side there. This is what we on our team use to protect ourselves, because not only is it rated SPF 30, it also doesn't contain all the other chemicals that are in so much skincare that actually cause cancer from a different way, right? That can be cancer, not skin cancer, but other cancers inside other organs in our body. So this is what we use. We have this is the SPF for the whole body that we, I don't know if anybody, if you have a pool, if any of you here have a swimming pool or know people with swimming pools, and keeping the filters clean is like a really big deal. And I know a gazillion people who will not let anyone in their pool unless they are using this sunscreen, because it does not clog up the filters, the swimming pool filters. But also it's just plain old safe. It's triple patented with Vital Repair Plus, which means that it actually infuses the skin with antioxidant vitamins and botanicals while it is offering that broad spectrum protection. Then this is our for face only, which is, where you could use it anywhere, but it's kind of expensive to use in your whole body. You'd want to use the middle one. And this is our chemical-free, clean meaning no chemicals that will ever cause other problems in our bodies. It's made with natural marine biopolymers that protect from air pollution and all environmental pollution, as well as broad spectrum protection from the sun. And then if you want a little bit of color in your skin, but you don't want to really wear makeup, but just want a little bit to maybe kind of do a nice little correction of, just unevenness maybe in your skin tone or something, we have our BB cream, which is a 5-in-1, and that also has the broad spectrum chemical-free SPF 30 in it. And all of the youth products, now this is also probably is vegan. I know it is cruelty free, but they've actually standardized that all the youth products are 100% vegan and cruelty free. So there is an option for everyone, and there are things that we can all do. And so what I've thought that we would do is talk about other things that we can do that I did not mention, and kind of go from there. Any other stories, like my wait, almost ended the meeting just now. Gosh. Okay. There, I don't want to end the meeting. There we go. Anybody else have any other sun stories? Gretchen, is that your hand?
No, I'm just scratching my head. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I used to, when we lived in Williamsburg, we were members of a community pool, not in our neighborhood, but another neighborhood. And my kids swam on the swim team, and they spent a lot of the day, because I was teaching, and that's when I began my personal training and everything. And so they were at the pool a lot. And we didn't have the UV clothing at that time, but they knew to put sunscreen on. They would get the kids out of the pool every hour for adult swim. And so they knew that they had to get out, they had to dry off, towel off, and then they would get a snack, and then they would put more sunscreen on.
Nice.
And so there were always other adults there that would take care of them. And when I was at the pool, I sat in the shade, and I still, to this day, I don't have a pool to go to, but when I do, I sit in the shade. I can't stand the sun.
I can't
anymore.
either. I just can't believe I did all that. It's like a whole different life, like a whole different person.
Right.
Not only was I stupid, I actually changed.
Right.
I think I'm smarter now. I've got to be.
Right. Hopefully. Well, what I liked too was when I was in Omaha this weekend, and my grandchildren they have those UV suits, the shirts and everything. And I think Lewis, that's a year old, had a long sleeve little shirt on, and they're real lightweight. And he played in the water and played in the water table and everything. And he had sunscreen on in addition.
Mm-hmm.
And and Anthony had one on too. I thought that's just an ingenious thing to do for children, for them to have invented, good stuff.
Diana, you have something to share?
Well, I really like the Shaklee sunscreen. I just got the moisturizer for my face. Oh, wonderful.
The new
this
one,
morning was the first time I used it. It goes on so smooth. There's not the zinc oxide in it. It's beautiful. I love it. But there's just so many sunscreens are just so bad for your skin that I just really like the Shaklee ones. Yeah. So, and I'm in the sun a lot. So
Yeah.
I'm walking a lot. My girls still go to the pool, and we put sunscreen on, but the Shackley sunscreen is just wonderful. But I also like the moisturizers and stuff because it's taken away some of the spots that I had on my face because I started using the Infocell, was it the C and the E, probably 20 years ago,
Yeah.
and it just makes a difference. It
Yeah.
just heals your skin. It's really nice.
Well, that's what I was going to mention about the C&E. So I have a friend who had a basal cell carcinoma on the back of his hand, and it was getting pretty out of control. And then so he got an appointment to have it removed. And it was like 6 weeks out, okay, the appointment. And his wife had the C&E repair, which is now our Radiance,
The little gold ones.
the little gold,
Yeah.
those gold vegan capsules. And he just put it on twice a day, every single day. In 6 weeks, he got to the dermatologist to have it removed, and it was all dead. There was nothing. There wasn't one live cell, and he just scraped off what was there. There was no cancer whatsoever.
Wow.
Awesome. Yep.
Yeah.
I've heard quite a few stories like that.
So I just started using the little thing,
Mhm.
this, and I figure there must be some other hidden ones that haven't popped up yet
Right.
40, 50 years ago. Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry. Radiance is even stronger C&E than the C&E was, right?
Ah.
Oh, yeah.
Powerful infusion into the skin cells.
How long can you keep, like, if you have just a tiny couple of spots, then how long can you keep that little thing? I mean, can you save it and use it for the next day or later in the day to apply twice, or
I've done that before.
you
Except
have?
vitamin C begins to immediately deteriorate when it touches the air, when it's exposed to the air, which is why that C&E had the teensy tiny little hole,
Right.
so the air would not get to it. Same with these. That's why there's not just a capsule, a thing to take off and have it exposed.
Right.
So it's not as powerful the second day as it is the first day.
Okay.
So go ahead, Diana.
I squeeze mine out because it's such a small hole that I squeeze it out into my finger, and then I have a little clip that I put on the end before I let anything get back in it. When I have to use, because sometimes I have to use two. So I do my face, and then sometimes I use half of one for my neck, and then the next, so I'll just squeeze it, not let any air out once I get enough, and I put that little clip at the end. And then the next day I'll finish the rest of that one off.
That's a good idea. That clip helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That helps.
That's very
But I can
good.
still, because it's intense. Once it's on your skin, you can tell it's on your skin.
Yeah.
So it feels like it's doing something.
Right.
Yeah.
I really like it.
Silky feel.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
And it's even for men too, Richard. I mean, honestly, there are all the Shackley leaders that are men leaders. They all use it, and all of them look pretty awesome. Anyway, they don't look. I'm not going to go into my opinion. They all look their age. And something. I mean, why shouldn't we? It's not like we're trying to do something unnatural by looking good as we get older. It's like this is the way we're actually supposed to be aging. And
Right.
because of all the toxins that we're all bombarded with inside and outside, we look older than we're supposed to be, than our bodies are designed to be. So
Right.
this is, we may as well just bring it back to what it was nature's plan in the first place.
Right.
Yeah. Any other stories, Joe? Do you have something to share? Josephina? No. Okay. Any other stories from anybody? Any questions?
I think we're good.
Well,
When you get those brown spots on your cheeks from aging, you
from
know
what?
what I'm talking about? Brown spots.
To keep them from itching?
Oh, to get rid of them? Is there any way to get rid of those?
That's what we're talking about. This little. Hold on for a second. I'm going to go get it real quick. I meant to have it here. Go ahead, talk, Karen.
Go ahead and talk.
I can't get up. Oh, there we go. There we go. Sometimes those little spots are the little age spots, and this A and C
Yeah.
works really well at fading those also.
C and E, not A.
Okay.
That's what I meant.
So it comes in a little.
Yep.
And this is what we're talking about. So
Oh, okay.
see that, and that is 10% pure vitamin C and E, and you just twist off the little top, each little top, and then you squeeze down. And you know, this little capsule itself is vegan, so everything is like so pure about this. It's better than anything, and this is what we then, and that will actually definitely lighten those spots and not
Okay.
have it turn into anything. And not
Cool.
throw away one of those little things. I don't know where it went. I'll find it later. Yeah, so that helps too. It's pretty cool. So, okay, well,
I need some of that.
I'll lend you a few of them. You can feel them. I mean, I won't let
Okay.
I have when I'm in church on Sunday. I'll run to your house. I have to. Okay. All right.
All right.
Well, everybody, I think I'm gonna wrap us up here tonight. Last chance. Last chance. Okay.
Thanks for coming, you guys.
Much.
Thank you. Nice.
We will
Good to
see
see y'all.
again very soon. All right. God bless everybody. Stay safe, stay well, stay strong.
Bless y'all.
Bye.
Bye.